Tip, Black Power, giving honor to the Creator and the ancestors. Always giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, and to all the ancestors, all of our ancestors that are fighting in the liberation and salvation for our black nation. And to all of you, subscribers, sympathizers, brothers and sisters, who are participating in the process of liberation and emancipation, mental, spiritually, and physical, from the grips of this devil. And speaking of devils, before I go in, I want to talk about something that I missed earlier in the week, and that was Sam Cooke's born day, which a lot of people don't know a lot of the things that revolved around the assassination, and I mean that in every sense of the word, assassination of the brother Sam Cooke. And the reason he was assassinated was because of the fact that he refused to allow the white devil mobsters of the industry to extort him, as they did all the other groups of the 60s, the Temptations, Smokey Robinson, the Four Tops, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, the Supremes. All of them were extorted by either on the East Coast, the mobsters and the Guineas in Detroit, who ran Motown. Berry Gordy did not own Motown. The Italians, the Guineas, ran Motown. They allowed Berry Gordy day-to-day operations of Motown, but he had no ownership. That's why you've never seen an award given to him far as being the owner of Motown. But anyway, Sam Cooke was the Michael Jackson of the 60s. He owned all his publishing. He owned all of his masters, his recordings. He owned everything, which was unheard of for a black person in the 60s. And so what happened, as they always do, they try to find a weakness or something that we struggle with on a personal level, and they set us up with that. Meaning, Sam Cooke had loved women, and by his marriage to Barbara was just going down the drain, in which Bobby Womack was supposed to have been Sam's friend and a protege of Sam Cooke's, went behind his back and began messing with Sam's wife, and they were in bed while Sam was on tour, and Sam's son Vincent was left unattended at the swimming pool at the home, and he drowned. And so that was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of their marriage. So Sam began seeing this slut named Elisa Boyer, who the mobsters set Sam up with without his knowing, without him even knowing. They paid this whore to lure Sam, set Sam Cooke up. And so what happened, the last time that they tried to extort Sam Cooke, Mickey Cohen and the gangsters in LA at a restaurant called PJ's, is where all the white devil gangsters, so-called gangsters, hung at and wined and dined. And Sam went there as well. You know, also Sam was a very, very strong advocate for the civil rights movement, with Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X being his close friends, very, very close associates. And a lot of people don't know that Sam Cooke and Muhammad Ali, he was Cassius Clay at the time, made a record called The Gang's All Here back in '64. And Malcolm had a feeling that things were uh, um, were not. Sam was not completely comfortable with himself, and Malcolm and Ali had asked Sam did he want NOI security to protect him round the clock, just for security purposes, and Sam turned it down. But however, the mobsters set Elisa Boy up and got lured Cooke into a hotel called Lucinda Hotel in South Central in the hood, a $3 raggedy motel. And once Sam was in the shower, she took Sam's clothes and ran. So the story has it, and like I said, this is just a story, that the hotel manager, Bertha Lee Franklin, who looks like a big black bear, stated that Sam was belligerent in the hotel and became violent, and she shot Sam in the chest once, and that's how he died. That was just the story that was given to the police and the press, which was totally a straight up lie. What really happens when Elisa Boyer ran out with Sam Cooke's clothes, which he had close to $5,000 in his wallet, the mobsters came in and beat Sam with pipes and shot him 4 times, twice in the chest, twice in the back. Twice in the torso, twice in the back. And the reason being, and I thank the creator for Etta James, who's a close friend of Sam's, who went to the morgue to identify Sam's body. And she said that his head was nearly decapitated, face was bashed in, the top of his head was opened up. Hands and fingers were all broken and crushed. Nose was badly mangled. And she knew that the mobsters, that was the work of the mobsters that murdered Sam Cooke. However, at Sam Cooke's funeral, Sam's brother L.C. Cooke pistol whipped Bobby Womack at the funeral, based on the fact that Bobby had portrayed Sam by messing with Barbara Cooke, which she wasn't any good either. And Sam's daughter, Linda Cooke, ended up dating and ultimately marrying Cecil Womack, which is Bobby Womack's brother, in which she shot at Cecil for accusing him of having some women's undergarments in his possession or something like that. So she shot at him. But at the same time, Barbara Cooke wanted to kill him too, because he was sleeping with the mother and Sam's wife and daughter at the same time, prior to Cecil ended up marrying Sam's daughter, Linda. Now, Alan Klein, who's a white Jewish devil, forged all Sam Cooke's signature on all his publishing, his masters, and his copyrights to all of his work and music, and got away with it. Now here's the same Jew, white faggot, that set John Lennon up to be murdered. He also split the Beatles up because he was their manager as well. And he has a history of just destroying certain people for money. And, you know, that was the real reason that Sam Cooke lost his life. And also, Change Is Gonna Come, that last song that Sam made, that was talking about the civil rights movement, because Sam and Dr. King, Muhammad Ali, and Malcolm X, they were all pretty close, strong brothers. And the proceeds from A Change Is Gonna Come was to go towards the civil rights movement, not the March on Washington that King did the first time. The second march that was scheduled where they were going to set up tents and bring the entire black community on the steps of the White House in the Capitol, and was not going to leave until negotiations were made where blacks receive adequate housing, adequate employment, food, shelter, and have the same rights as the cracker. So, you know, these are the things that, based on research, you will discover so much. And now, back to saying, Elisa Boyer, Bertha Lee Franklin, at the hearing, they dropped all the charges against them and said that it was self-defense in terms of Bertha Lee Franklin, who the before and after pictures, if you ever see her before, when she was a hotel manager, she was a scroungy, Aunt Jemima looking, dusty, fat pig. But at the hearing, as a result of taking the beef for killing Sam Cooke, the mobsters really hooked her up, because she came to the hearing draped in gold and diamonds and rubies, with a limousine driver in the works, you know. And so those are the things that our people need to be really, really clear on. And what happened after that? They went after Otis Redding. Otis Redding done the same exact thing. And what they did with Otis Redding, he didn't die on no plane crash. He didn't die in the plane crash. What happened? Otis was placed on the plane while he was strapped in his seatbelt. He was beaten to death while he was strapped in his chair. And I have the actual photo, which I'll be revealing to you all soon, of Otis still strapped in the chair with the seatbelt on in the morgue. And also I have the video footage of them pulling him out of the water, still strapped in the seatbelt. He didn't have any shoes on or anything. And this was in frigid, freezing temperatures in that cold bay in Wisconsin. And that's where the song Sitting on the Dock of the Bay was originated. The concept by Otis Redding. So, you know, these are the type of things we need to be kept abreast on. And, you know, do your own research as well. You know, you can come up with your own analysis of a lot of the things that took place. You know, and I'm going to be getting with, I'm going to be talking about Otis Redding in the near future as well. I also want to talk about this sister, Jeanette Epps, who was kicked off the space shuttle, you know, and for no apparent reason. And she was going to be the first black woman to actually orbit and go up with the Russians at the space stations for 5.5 to 6 months, you know, in orbit, and live up on the moon for 5.5 to 6 months. And, you know, NASA never gave a formal explanation of why she was taken off the roster to take that voyage. But as we know, you know, since the movie Hidden Figures was made, they have really, you know, these crackers are really pissed off because they've been exposed as to who exactly made the major contributions to make the man on the moon a success in the 60s. You know, they never wanted us to know that it was those queens, you know, Taraji P. Henson, who did a phenomenal role in that movie, was a mathematical genius. And also, that's a rare gift for black women, because You ask most of 90% of the black women, when you ask them about school, what's the worst subject that they hate, most of them will tell you math. I don't know the dynamics and the science to that, but a lot of them just don't like math. And she was very, very fortunate to and blessed to know the numbers like she did, And if you look at the movie, move away from the sensationalism and all that shit and watch the dynamics of how she put those numbers together, which was basic algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, trigonometry, physics, all combined. And for somebody to use the left side of their brain to that capacity, man, was phenomenal. And not only that, what they had to do to take a stand and make it possible for the brothers and sisters who work at NASA today to have the privileges that they have today, because those sisters made some painstaking sacrifices, as far as walking a half a mile to the bathroom. And I know if it was me, I'd have been, they would have called me Rain Man, because I'd have been pissed up every day, because there's no way a man can walk that far that has to urinate. So either they would have given me a cup, at my desk, and I would let it fill up to the whole place was stinking, and made the sacrifices for people of color to use those particular facilities. And that's some stupid shit. And that's how evil and nasty the cracker is, where he don't even want you to piss nowhere near him. Just a fucking filthy beast. Okay, let's talk about this this cave dog that shot those children up in Kentucky. Now, when I think 4 of the children died, and just 10 or 12 of them or more were wounded, meaning possible children being paraplegics and and things of that nature. Now, if you notice, they never said anything about this bitch being white, this little cave bitch being white, because if she was black, you would have heard the names Predator, Monsters, Thug, and all this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? Because see, when we do something, they blame the entire race. But see, when they do something, it's always isolated incidents. Now, I wouldn't be surprised, because this is how the shit go. They'll send her, and she won't go to jail. She'll go to a psychiatric hospital. Dr. Phil and the rest of those punks, them homosexuals, that Oprah Winfrey made this cracker a multi-millionaire. They'll do shows and talk about what ticks in the brain of a cracker when they do shit like that, which is common for a savage. And Lifetime will do a movie. They'll get Jennifer Aniston or somebody like that to portray this cave bitch. Which Jennifer Aniston is a cave bitch too. Don't get it twisted. And this girl will come home a millionaire. She'll come home a millionaire. They'll interview her in jail 60 minutes. And 2020 and all this bullshit. And she'll come home a millionaire. Same way with Hinckley, shot the president, and now he's home. He was going to get to Popeyes across the street from St. Elizabeth's Hospital. But yet, there were brothers that done twice as much time as Hinckley did for a $10 piece of fucking crack. And nothing is said about that. Nothing. Just like the spokeswoman, the cave bitch that was speaking for Donald Trump at the press conference. This bitch eluded every question dealing with the white cave bitch. And she started talking about what the Trump administration has done far as locking gangbangers up. You know, in other words, she was saying, you know, we've done a good job. We've locked a whole bunch of niggas up. You know, and we've looked out and we've been very, very selective with our white cave dogs. Because they'll get help. But if that was a black person, a black man that had shot those children, he probably would, you'd probably be able to smell the electric chair from where you at home. You know, and so, and don't none of you coon motherfucking niggas come on my channel with that bullshit defending these motherfucking